wanting to make foil cards with your Cricut, whether it be the Cricut Joy, the Cricut Explore, or the Cricut Maker, that's what we're doing today. I'm going to walk you through 5 things you will want to know if you are making foil cards with your Cricut. And so if you're new here, you're crafting with Byers, let's go. So first and foremost, let's talk about what you need for foiling cards. So you're going to want to get the foil card kits. And so these card kits are great because they not only have the foil in them, they also have the stickers, they have the inserts, they have the card themselves and the envelopes. It's just easy way to get started. Now, if you love making your own cards, and we've done a video here, I'll put that up above for you, on how to make your own card kits, then you just need these foil transfer sheets. So this will include not only the foil, but the stickers that you need. And we'll go over that in just a minute. So you'll also want to have a card mat and, of course, the tool. So this is the foil transfer kit. This is what the tool looks like. Now, depending on which machine you decide to use, either your Joy, your Maker, or your Explore, that will determine which tool you get. So they do the same thing, it's just that the housing looks different on the two. So to show you really quickly what's in this kit, so you see you have the envelopes, which I always love getting the envelopes in my kit. You will have your insert sheets. You will have your cards. So, you know, just the folded cards. And then you get these. These are your foil sheets, and they come with these stickers. So let's go ahead and look into Cricut Design Space and let's talk about designs. And by the way, if you guys ever craft with me and you're wondering what happened to me over the past month, like why I disappeared, if you stick around to the end, I will give you a little insight in what happened to the Byers family. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that I put timestamps down in the description. So if you feel like you have all of the Design Space piece under control and you really just want to get to making the cards, pop down in the description and it will link you directly over to that portion of the video. Second on our list is we want to dive into Cricut Design Space and look for designs. So if you have not yet, there is a video I'm going to pop up above. It's all about how to find cards in Cricut Design Space, and so I highly advise that you pop over and check that out because it really dives deep into how to explore Cricut Design Space and find all the things that you're looking for. But for today's purposes, I've gone ahead and brought in a couple of different cards that'll work very well for foil. Now, there's 2 things that you have to look for when you go into images. First thing we want to do is we want to go to project type, and we are going to select cards. Now, after we've done that, it would be really great if you wanted to select in operation type, you can select cut and draw. So this will eliminate all of the cut only cards. And so now you can sort of explore these and choose a card. You can also look for specifically foil cards, but what I'm telling you is for the most part, everything that I have tested, if it has a drawn element, so anything drawn, it is going to also work for foil. And so you can see there are tons of choices that you would have here. So I wanted to show you this specifically. So you see there are 3 different cards here and you're like, Kim, they look exactly the same. What is the difference? What's the big deal? So when you hover over it, just like I just did, do you see here, My Heart Pops For You card A1, the next one, an A2, and the next is an A6. And these are card sizes for the card mat. Once you bring them to your mat, you can tell that they are 3 different sizes. Now, on their packaging, Cricut has dubbed those R10, R20, R30. But when you get to Cricut Design Space, it literally, you saw that, said A1, A2, A6. And so it can be very confusing. So I created a cheat sheet and I have put that linked down in the description below. I would love for you to pop down and download that. But that will help you as you're building out your cards and working with cards to know what size is what as it relates to the actual mat. Once you have your card, and these are pre-designed cards, you don't have to do anything to them at this point, but I do want to show you this. If I were to send this card over to Matt, we're going to put that on the card mat, confirm. So you look over into the left-hand side, and this is a problem. It has the pen, it has the pen, and it has the basic cut. Now, we would have changed one of these to foil, but I'm just showing you this as an example. When you look at this, and at first you don't realize there's a problem, and you would just go ahead and load your mat and move forward. But the problem is this, for one, is not in the correct place for that card. And so that would be the same for pen here. in here. So if you look at this, you see that all of this design, this pin work, is all in the upper corner. That's not where it's supposed to be. The problem is you needed to attach these items so that when they move over, they all go onto one mat. So let's go back, let's cancel this. And if we take this design, and it's as simple, literally, as clicking on the top, and so you know the entire card is highlighted. You go to the bottom here and hit attach. Now, let's hit the make button. We'll put that on the folded card mat again. See that? It's all together. So if you had tried to make it the other way, not only would it have been the wrong place on the card, it would have asked you to unload it every time that you did something. So you would have unloaded the mat for the pin, and then for the foil, and then for the cut, and it would have all been in the wrong place. It would have been very frustrating. So 2 more quick things before we move on to actually making our card. I want to share with you how you would take these drawn elements and turn those into foil. So looking at our 3 sizes, by the way, this is A1, A2, and A6, and we're making the A6 today. That's what my foil kit sizes are. But you see how this popcorn looks a little bit different? This is because I've turned it to the foil tool. So this, if you created this card, this is actually pinned. So if we click on it and we look over into our panel, you can see that this is drawn. So if we click on this one and we click over here, you're going to be able to see medium foil. So you are going to be able to take this and the popcorn in it, or you could take the My Heart For You, anything drawn, and turn that into foil. So the way that you would do that, clicking on this card, we would select the popcorn pieces, we would go up into Operation, and we would move from pin to foil. And then you would be able to select all the different foil types that are available for you. I don't have the emerald, but I'd really love to have that for flowers and things. I only have the gold, silver, and rose gold right now, so I need to get a few more supplies. But it's as simple as that, being able to turn something into foil. Now, I had some questions on some previous videos in this card making series about how to foil lettering. I have a little bit of advice for you that might not be super popular, but in my experience, foil is best when it's used with accents. Foil is great, but it can be difficult to read. So that's just my advice for you. Use foil for accents. If you have to use it for fonts, I would say just any font that a pen would work on, the foil tip will work on, but I would just go large. Okay, so now that we have all the tips and tricks, let's pop over to the craft table and make a few cards. And by the way, if you are enjoying crafting with me, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join me for all my future card making videos. Okay, so here on the craft table, we put our card on our card mat, and then we load it and we take out our blade and put in our pen, because when you foil a card, you're always going to use the pen first, and Cricut Design Space is going to prompt you, but we will always use the pen first, and then we will foil, and then finally we will cut. So as soon as that drawing is done, we pop out the pen and put in the foil tip, and then we use the adhesive to put down the foil face up. So we don't want to place that face down, it's face up to us, shiny side up, and then we allow the tip to run, and once it ends, then we're just going to remove that tip, put in our blade, and take off our foil, and we'll allow it to cut our card. And it is really that simple. It is more of the work is done in Cricut Design Space and making sure that your design is the way that you want it, but the machine and the prompts makes foiling a card oh so easy. Okay, and there you have it. See how it shimmers and shines? It's just such a pretty thing. So let's go ahead and pop it off of the mat, and then we will add our inserts. Now this is my favorite part. I like changing out the inserts and things. So the hot pink insert actually came with the foil transfer kit, and it's cute, it's super cute, but I am a pattern girl. So those of you guys who crafted along this with me, you know that I like using as much pattern as possible. So I just wanted to show you how it would look with darling polka dots. So super cute. So let me go ahead and share with you a few other cards that I have foiled. As I said before, I really love using the foil as an accent and lots of patterned paper. Okay guys, so thank you for those of you who stuck around to see like why I disappeared, what happened to me over the past month, and I tell you what, it was awful. I don't know how else to explain it. It was awful. I am a mom of 2. And my youngest is playing soccer, or was playing soccer, and he was injured in practice. He and another kid literally collided. The kid didn't mean to, but kicked his knee, severed his ACL. His knee actually came out of place and severed his ACL, tore his meniscus, and bruised his MCL. And so we were leaving to go on holiday the very next day, and that was completely disrupted our trip and everything. And we were in the doctor's offices, we were in the hospital, he had surgery, and then all the recovery behind that. He couldn't do so many things for so many days, and this is a super independent kid, and I just thank the good Lord that he has a high pain tolerance and that he has good attitude. He made the process easier, but I am thankful to the Father in heaven, thankful for living in the United States, good doctors, good hospitals, medical treatments, all the things, because as he's nearing the end of that very tough situation, and I mean, it's going to take 6 months to heal, but the hard part was almost over. Kid goes back to school for one day and gets food poisoning. It was horrific. It's horrific. So he took precedence over you guys. I had to take care of him. He was number one. And now he is finally back in school today, driving himself today. And so I am back with you guys, and I just appreciate you sticking around to find out what's been going on. And if you have more questions about any of the cards that we did today, pop them down in the comments. I would love to answer those for you. And if you want to learn more about card making, I'm putting a couple more videos up here for you, over here, one of those two places for you to check out. And I will see you guys next time.